Hello, everybody. What the Flick? Alonso Duralde, Ben Mankiewicz, Matt Atchity, Christy Lemire. We're all here, and we almost all saw all the movies. We're going to start with this weekend's biggie, Oz the Great and Powerful, Sam Raimi's return to the Emerald City. Christy?
Yes, this is a prequel, because you were wondering how Oz became so great and powerful. I'm still not sure that he has become so after seeing this movie, but the title says that he is. So James Franco plays a circus huckster in 1905 Kansas, and a tornado comes, perhaps you've heard this story before, a tornado comes and whisks him away. Whisks. Carries him away to this magically technicolor tinted land where the flowers open up and say hello to you. And there are three witches, one of whom will eventually reveal herself to be wicked. Take a look.
You're in Oz. I'm Theodora the Good Witch.
Where's your broom?
You don't know much about witches, do you? It's the Emerald City. You are here at last.
For me, I did not think I was going to like this movie because they're selling it like the second coming of Alice in Wonderland.
It looks a lot like it. It reminded me a lot of it.
And that was a shit heap. And so I thought, okay, not that again.
And the Danny Elfman score.
But I thought I thought it was a much better movie, a much smarter movie. I mean, Dave saw it before I did, and I said, "Is there a battle?" You know, because there's always a battle in these movies. They've always got swords. He says, "Yes, but Oz, you know, the James Franco character, sort of incorporates everything that he already knows, his chicanery, his showmanship, and puts that to good use." I really love this movie, but y'all were less into it, so tell me why.
I think James Franco is massively miscast, and he was not the first choice, as we know.
That was my problem with
Okay,
this,
go ahead.
Is at no point did I felt like, you know, playing a con man, I don't know if you have to be someone older or just someone who naturally seems to have more confidence. Like, he never seems to have the confidence. He always seems to be kind of holding him back.
And
He's
boyish and kind of goofy.
He's like, I just didn't, at no point did I buy that he could really sell the bullshit he was peddling.
Yeah, he's neither charismatic enough nor like self-loathing enough.
I mean, he's not doing
No,
like
and I
Music
think-
Man.
but I
He's
think-
not even Ferris Bueller, but
that's the thing. That's, I think, what this role kind of requires, someone who could put that out
sure,
there.
no, but I bought that from him. I think it's a more desperate brand of con artistry.
Raimi has this tough position, right, of trying to create this big family-friendly blockbuster, but also trying to inject his signature sense of kind of dark, kitschy horror humor.
There's some scary stuff in this movie, as in the first Wizard of Oz. I mean, like if those monkeys didn't send you under the sofa when you were 4, you know.
I'm still frightened of those monkeys. I'm not frightened of these monkeys.
Oh no, I
nearly
thought
so
these
much.
monkeys were totally scary too, because they're more like mandrills or something with snouts. You know.
I heard you guys mention that Raimi did effectively move from color to black and white. It's one of the great claims that everyone who worked on the original Wizard of Oz.
It was their idea.
It was their idea. That was everyone's idea.
This and also like the aspect ratio changes. So it's like the old Academy and it goes out to widescreen. It's a neat moment.
And they cheat out the sides occasionally with the 3D. Like somebody will throw something and it'll just go outside of the frame of that he's in and then
cool.
back in again.
One of the things I did like about this movie is that it didn't hit you over the head with elements from the original film.
No,
right?
They're sprinkled
Because legally they can't, right? Legally they can't have ruby slippers.
They couldn't have ruby slippers. They couldn't have certain things that were created for the MGM film, but the Baum books, I think they had. Disney does own the rights to those. But it's also kind of a love letter to movies themselves, the way that he uses the tricks of of early cinema, to do what he does. I don't know. To me, I know this has gotten really mixed reactions. I went all in for this, much to my surprise. I didn't think I was going to dig it, and I liked it a lot.
Raimi's done a lot of study, or talked about kind of educating himself on how to make a 3D movie, and so you don't get these jarring shifts in perspective and wide sweeping shots when it would be really kind of hard to watch. And I found that as 3D movies go, this one, it doesn't make you feel nauseous. It doesn't give you a headache. Like, it's naturalistic, and I would like to see that if we're going to get a lot of 3D, this is the way to do it.
Can we talk about the witches real fast?
Sure.
All right, so Mila Kunis is really, really restrained and really stiff in the beginning. I'm not going to give anything away, but as they all evolve. All the witches all evolve.
But
as
if you
she
know those
evolves,
books, when they start naming names, you know who's going to end up being who.
I don't read books, but when she gets to a more intense place in her character. It sounds like Meg screeching at Chris on Family Guy to get out of her
So
room.
you're expecting somebody to be like, shut up,
No.
Meg.
Chris, get out of my room. It's never frightening. It sounds like a little girl being screechy because her voice is so distinctive in that.
I don't
setting.
watch Family Guy, so
Okay.
that didn't bother me.
Well, if you watch Family Guy, it'll bother you.
You're busy reading books.
Apparently, that's what's
Loser.
happening.
Michelle Williams is lovely and is doing the beneficent
Billy Burke, yeah.
Glinda thing, and Rachel Weisz actually has some kind of campy fun with her character who is deceitful and sophisticated. She's probably the best of the three of them, I would say.
But Michelle Williams, I think, is kind of it's the least appreciated sort of thing to make the good girl interesting, and she gets away with it pretty well.
You think so?
I do, yeah.
It felt kind of perfunctory to me, the two of them, with him doubting himself and her pushing him toward it.
I know it worked for me, and I really liked the CG characters. Strangely enough, I thought the talking monkey and the China girl, they felt very tactile to me, and the actors interacted with them in a way where I bought it in ways that I don't in a lot of other movies I was
Is this
in.
good for kids? We should say it's really long. It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes long.
But
Is
better
this
for kids than Jack the Giant Slayer.
Well, yes.
yeah?
Better for everybody.
Better for
no
kids
kidding.
than Dead Man Down, which we're also reviewing this week. Is it too long? Is it too scary?
Y'all the parents, you tell me.
I mean, I think the monkeys are scary for little kids, but the monkeys are still scary for
monkeys are
me
scary
at
in the
age
first
40.
movie,
I
too,
mean, I think like 3rd, 4th grade at least,
Yeah.
they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, numbers.
I can't remember what did I say. 5.6.
5.6.
5.6.
I think I was a little too low. I'm going to go up to 6.5.
Keep talking yourself up in your own reviews. You're very impressed with yourself. You're like, that guy's convincing.
I was down for this. I'm going to go 9. So with Matt's new number, that takes us up to a 7 average. How's it doing on the tomato meter?
It's in the low 60s at the moment on the tomato meter.
Okay. So yeah, I was surprised and delighted. Y'all are black-hearted.
raise my
Right,
score.
the parents in the
horrible
panel don't like fun.
people. There you go.
Bye.
Bye.